Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I had to check it was the morning. Then that's Christmas and New Year life for you. Is it the morning? Yes, it is. I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely altered my sleep patterns over the last couple of weeks. So everyday life and business changed the name slightly. I just went and altered the title from yesterday. It's funny when you do stuff like daily stuff. You get to change the name. Who knew you could just do what you want without having to check with anyone? So I've changed it. Everyday life and business. I believe that's what it's called. I said yesterday in my live that I would talk about life first and business second. So it was called Business and Life, and I just changed it. That's as interesting as this is going to get, by the way. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Hashtag live if you are live. So if you don't know what this is, I'm just doing a daily, I'm documenting my life daily, basically. I decided I was going to do it. And I've got a challenge, a 30-day challenge running in my group at the moment. And I thought, what can I do? Because when I run these challenges, I often don't do the challenge myself because I'm facilitating the challenge and helping other people do their own stuff. I am doing live videos all the time anyway, but in the group. So I thought, what can I do? And when I did my 2020 review, I thought it'd be nice if I could document it on video for the whole year. So that's what I'm doing. Hey, Ben, nice to see you. Happy New Year to you, mate. Oh, there you go. I changed the branding for the comments and it's just come up for the first time. Thanks so much for that. It looks good though, right? These nice little things. Not really sure about it, but hey, we'll go with that for now. So let's start with life then. Firstly, what I wanted to say to you this morning is that I didn't want to go live this morning. I woke up, and I don't know if it's because I'm not in the energy or if it's because it's a Saturday. Usually on the Saturday and Sundays, I have rest days. And I'm going to talk about that because I'm a little bit not sure whether that's how I want to do things anymore. But anyway, let's talk about it. So I was a little bit concerned about going live today, but I thought I've got to show up, right? I've said it. It's only day 2. Can you believe it's day 2? And I'm already like, I don't want to show up. Funny how your brain works, right? So one thing I wanted to say about life is me and Amy were talking yesterday, and it's funny when you get started with new things, like you often focus on what didn't happen or what did happen before. Imposter syndrome. I'll come back to it in a second, Ben. But you often focus on what did or didn't happen before, or the success or the failures you had before. It's. I don't know if you guys find that your brain sort of goes around into those realms, because today I'm also going for a walk, and I've not been for a walk for a couple of weeks now, and again my brain's like, oh, you're going to be tired. You're not going to be able to do the 10,000 steps or whatever. Like all of those things come in. I guess it is a bit of imposter syndrome. But also, I think your brain just likes to be comfortable. Your body likes to be comfortable. It likes to say, don't make the effort. It doesn't matter too much, Like, it's easier. I think this is the point. It's easier if you sit down and do nothing, which is true. It absolutely is. But I'm not going to make the progress that I need to if I sit down and do nothing. The other thing we were talking about from a life perspective and a life and business perspective yesterday, and this is probably why it's... why I want to document this being the first year of not having a proper job. And that's living and working in the same place. What we talked about yesterday, me and Amy, was how we need to create some kind of routine in our lives because we live and work in the house now. We don't have an office anymore. Even though I've got this office, like this is where I come and do these live streams, but when I'm doing day-to-day work, I'm usually in my living room, right? So we talked about it, like we need to create some routine so that we can know when we're starting work and when we're finishing work. And also, like, if we do have the weekends off, which I'm not really sure that will be the case, like what that will look like and what that will feel like. Certainly in December when we were working, we both had deadlines and we were working till 2 a.m. sometimes to get these deadlines sorted. So there's no separation between work and life, if that makes sense to you. So that's a challenge we're working through at the moment, work and life in the same place, and how we come up with the routine for that. We've got a few things that are kind of normal routine, which give us that, right? And I think, let me know if you're parents and the kids are off. I think COVID has kind of ruined everyone's schedule with stuff anyway, but the kids being back at school really gives us some routine, because we have to get up at a certain time to take them to school. We live a couple of miles away from the school now, so we drop them off. So it's creating that routine. So what I was doing when the kids were back at school before Christmas is I would go for my walk at 6:30 in the morning, go for a walk, come back. I'd be back at about sort of 8. Amy would take the girls. I'd get a coffee, have a shower, have a coffee, take my vitamins, sit down and get ready for work. And then Amy would come back, probably make breakfast, and then sit down for work as well. So that was kind of the routine. And then once the kids are off school and we don't have that anymore, it's just like all over the place. So I'm hoping by that coming back together, whether the kids have to have a couple of weeks off or not, we're going to try and start getting that routine back. And I set him. I'll show you this if I can show you. I set an alarm. Here's my alarms. Oh, there you go. You can see it good. So I've got a 7 o'clock alarm. That will probably change till 6:30, but I might keep it at 7. It depends on we try to go sleep at like 11:30. I've got a alarm on my phone to say 11:30. I need 7 hours sleep, so I try to go sleep at 11:30. And that gives me 7 hours roughly. 12 o'clock is for lunch, to remind me to have lunch. How ridiculous that we need reminding to have lunch. I actually have a calendar entry in my Outlook as well. And 20:45 is the time that we should down tools. That's what we call it, down tools, so we can crack on with it. Jessica saying your lighting is ace. Funnily enough, Jessica, it might feel good to you, and I appreciate the compliment, by the way. But this thing here, this line, is from my blinds that are just there in front of me. That bothers me, so I need to fix that. See, it's on the other side just there. That bothers me. And then if I move my head, you can just see my light here, my desktop light. So I'm still not happy with it, but I'm working on it. It will get there. But I appreciate the compliment. It still looks great, right? I'm still very happy with it in comparison. If you go back on my wall and look at my year in review, you'll see shots of my studio and how we've improved it over time. So I'm really happy where we've got to where we are right now. Okay, so that's so routine generating that's what I'm kind of thinking about a lot at the moment. In terms of business, what am I doing at the weekends is what I've written. So generally what I would do is work Monday to Friday, have lots of meetings and stuff Monday to Friday, and generally I would take Saturday and Sunday off. I might do bits of work. I'd play games, Xbox games and stuff at the weekend. When we were allowed out, when the government hadn't locked us down, we would go and do stuff as a family at the weekends. I would imagine as things progress over the next few months, we'll be going for a lot more walks as a family and stuff, just to get out of the house more than anything. But this weekend, I'm committed today to create the foundations of my masterclasses. I've asked in my group what they wanted to do, what they wanted to learn from me, and the overwhelming thing, I put a bunch of masterclasses. I've got 12 of them in there that I thought about, and the overwhelming response was captions. They want to know how to do captions on videos. So I'm creating the masterclass for that, and it's going to be a week on Friday. I think I'm going to do a masterclass every Friday in my group. Not in my group, they're going to be paid masterclasses, £10 masterclasses, but I'm going to, my group is where you can get that information if you want to jump into my group. I'll publicize it on my mailing list and stuff as well. But the masterclass is what I'm working on. I've seen quite a few people do masterclasses now, and they're just like 1 hour sessions, 30 minutes to 1 hour sessions. I put 30 to 90 because I'd do a Q&A afterwards as well. But it's something where you go into it getting a specific tangible outcome. That's the idea of the masterclasses. So with this one, obviously the tangible outcome is learning how to do captions on videos. I've tried all the different things to do captions, and in this instance, I have found the best tool, and it is the best tool bar none. There is no better tool. It's the quickest, the best, and the easiest for captions, and we use it commercially as a business as well. And it's cheap. It's relatively cheap. I think it's like $10 a month or something like that. Don't ask me what it is, because I'm not going to tell you. It's going to be in my masterclass. That's the whole point of it. Cool. I would tell you maybe. Good morning, Susan. Hello. Seeing you doing your swims still, which is good. I'm interested, by the way. So Susan does swimming wild swimming, not swinging, swimming. And she put on there the other day that it was -3 wind chill and +3 in the water. So does that mean when you got in, it felt warmer? Because to me that doesn't make sense. How could it feel warmer? I'm interested in that. I'll have to send you a message to it as well. I use a Mac application to do captions easy, and fast too. I've used them all, Chris. I've used them all. I promise you, this one that I use is the best. Because we use it commercially and it's so good. I really don't want to tell people about it, but I'm going to do the masterclass anyway and tell people. No swim today. We have snow. Amazing. Yes, warmer in the water. Oh, that's I'm intrigued by that. I'm not saying that I'm going to go wild swimming just yet. I don't think anyone needs to see that right now. So I think that's everything really. That's what I'm kind of doing. I'll probably still do some gaming today. Still sort of in downtime mode. I've been listening to Clubhouse quite a bit, checking out the rooms on that. We've got a Clubhouse invite chain going on in the group, which has been working really well. And I think that's it really. I'm just still in that. If you're watching and you're in the new, is there such a thing as a New Year void? You know, that void between like getting back to work and still being in Christmas mode. That's what I feel like at the moment. I still feel like I'm in Christmas mode, and looking forward to getting back into work mode. Is it manual typing or does it do the captions automatically by listening? It transcribes using AI, and it is about 95% correct. And the best thing about it is you can change it on the fly afterwards, and it's dead easy to change. And that's the other thing, you know, I've used YouTube for captions before in the past, for example, and I've always found it really clunky. And also the fact that you have to wait, you know, there's things like Quick that you can use that do it, but the interface on Quick has never been that great for me either. Clubhouse is epic but eats too much time. Well, that's the great thing. So going back to my live portion of it, is I'm going for walks, right? Like I'm going to go for walks. We're starting today, although I'm going today with Willow, my youngest. And I just plan on listening to Clubhouse on my walks. I would listen to podcasts or audiobooks anyway, so I'll just have a quick look before I go and see if there's any good rooms. I think that's probably how people are going to use this thing, is taking a look at that. Listen to that when that happens. Happy New Year from Justin. Hey Justin, thanks so much for watching. Justin's one of my favorite YouTubers, has some great stuff on his channel. You should check that out. And Susan saying, with Android, so can't do Clubhouse FOMO. Well, there you go, you see. So obviously people, the Android and Apple thing is really funny, because people are a bit like, oh, you know, I don't like Apple fanboys. Like for me, I'm a Microsoft boy. You've got to remember, my whole career has been based around Microsoft, right? So right now I'm on Windows PC, and I've loved Microsoft, and I mean that like with my heart. I loved it because I've made a lot of money thanks to Microsoft. It's been my career. But I have Apple devices. Like I'm not just not bothered either way. I have Apple device, Apple phone. I have an iPad. I work on a Mac day to day. My Windows PC is really for streaming, so you know, doesn't really matter. But I'm so glad that now Android has a reason to have FOMO, but it will come out for Android, no doubt. What's that? Are you using an Elgato Stream Deck? Yes, but I can't show you it because it's just there. But not today. I'm in Restream today, so I'm just streaming live on Restream. Straight from their studio. So I'm using my Sony ZV-1, which is the camera up here. I'm in 1080 because I like to be in 1080 and my bandwidth is usually good enough if the kids are not watching YouTube or playing games. But I do use the Elgato when I'm doing, so I'll go live in my group later and I use my Elgato to switch between scenes. If I zoom my camera out, you can see all the crap that goes in. I'm in the smallest room. It's the smallest room ever. But if I zoom it out, you can see wire crop in, and when I use my Stream Deck, I use it with Wirecasts so we can crop in and move around without seeing this. It's my door that's in the way. That's usually the thing. So that's why I zoom in a little bit. Although I hate it being zoomed in so much. And of course on the Sony ZV, oh, see, it's gone too dark now because I've got auto ISO. No, I haven't got auto ISO. It's just gone too dark. Yeah, I just find Wirecast is better for that, and I have like different scenes on my Stream Deck. What do you use to stream? I think I just answered that, Chris. There you go. So I use them all, Chris. That was my problem yesterday. You spotted the audio issue I had yesterday. When you move stuff around and connect stuff to different ports, it resets your settings. So I forgot to change my audio. It was on my Brio, and my Brio is over there. So the audio is coming from the device over there, not from my really expensive microphone here. Relatively expensive. Well, that's it. I'm going to say bye for now. Anyway, I meant to go long for 10 minutes on these things, but I appreciate your time and attention so much, guys. Thanks so much for asking me the geeky questions, because I love talking about tech. I'll talk about tech forever. And this is supposed to be business and life, but tech is business, right? So I'm good for that. Appreciate your time and attention. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's off, if that's what you want to call it. Although we're locked down again, so we might be off for God knows how long. So what are you going to do in this spare time? Is there such thing as spare time? That's the question. I don't feel like I ever got spare time, even though when people were furloughed and we had extra time off in lockdown, I found myself working harder. So maybe that's going to be the case this time as well. Anyway, that's it for me. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.